Hello and welcome to this video. In this video I will show you how to create a friendship bracelet with diamonds. So I will take these pieces of yarn. They are about 70 centimeters long. That is about 28 inches long. And I will begin by making the loop. So I will grab the yarns like this and I will create an overhand knot. And I will create the loop like this. Like this, I have created the loop and I will grab the yarns and I will order my yarns according to their colors. I will put two darker yarns on the outside, on the left and on the right, and I'll put the green yarns on the inside. So I have the blue yarns on the outside and the green yarns on the inside here. And let's start making the knots. I will begin with these two yarns and I will start by making backward knots here. One backward knot and the second. Like this. I will take these two yarns and I will make forward knots. So one forward knot and the second forward knot. And this way I have created two blue dots on the sides. And now let's start by creating the diamonds. So I have these two green yarns and I will make the first diamond. So I will create two backward knots, one and the second, and we have begun the diamond, making the diamond. I will make the second knot a backward knot, one, two, this way, I will make forward knots here, one, and the second forward knot, two, and I have moved my green yarns forward. Now with the two blue yarns I will make a backward knot, one and two. Now I will make again two backward knots, one and the second, and here I will make two forward knots, one and the second forward knot, and now I'm going to make here forward knot, one forward knot and backward knot, sorry, and the second backward knot, here I am also going to make two backward knots, one and the second, and now I am going to take the green cords and I am going to make two forward knots, one and the second forward knot, here I am going to make two backward knots, one and the second, so always be attentive at the order of your yarns, of your colors, because the order of your colors is very important. Now I have these knots here, I will make two backward knots on these blue yarns here, one and the second backward knot, and now I'm going to make forward knots here, one, two, backward knots on these two yarns, one and the second. And now the green yarns are in the middle, and I will make backward knots, one and the second, and now with the blue yarns I will make backward knots on this side, one and the second, I will make with these two yarns forward knots, one forward knot and the second forward knot, and I will continue making those diamonds. By making the same knots. And after I reach the length of the bracelet that I want, I will show you how to create a tie. And now that I have finished the bracelet, I will start creating the ties. So I have these cords here, and I will start braiding them. Now I will braid the second cord, now I will make a knot at the end of the braiding. I will take the second braiding, I will also make a knot. Now I have made a knot at the end of my cords, and I will take the scissors and cut. This way. And now let's see the finished bracelet, and in order to close the bracelet I will put the tie through the loop. I'll make a knot and my bracelet is ready. And this is what the finished bracelet looks like, the bracelet with diamonds. I will show you how to create a friendship bracelet with the pattern of the boa constrictor skin. So for that I will use brown and green, and I will use 2 green yarns on one side and 2 on the other, so a total of 4 green yarns and 2 brown yarns. So as you can see, the brown yarns are a bit longer, so I added about 15 to 20 centimeters to my yarns, and the length of my yarns from this point to this point is about 70 centimeters. That is about 28 inches long. So I will begin with the loop. So the loop should be from this point to this point. So this should be the length of my loop. I will grab the ends of my loop and I will start twisting the yarn on the portion that I want to turn into a loop. This way. And now I will fold in two the portion that I want to turn into a loop, and as you can see, the two parts of the loop have swirled one around the other. And now I will make a knot at the bases of my loop. This way. Now I will grab the loop with the clamp, the yarns with the clamp, and I will order the yarns according to their color. So I'll put the green yarns on the outside and the brown yarns here in the middle. And I will begin by making forward knots with the brown yarns. In order to make a forward knot, I will create the shape of the number 4 like this. I'll put my finger under the yarn, the first yarn, and I'll take the other yarn out through the loop here, and I will make the first forward knot. Again, I will make another forward knot, so I'll put my finger under this yarn, grab with my nail the other yarn, take it out through this loop, like this. And I have created the first knot, so a forward knot here in the middle. And now I will make a forward and a backward knot on this side of my yarns. So I will make the shape of the number 4 for the forward knot. I put my finger under this yarn, grab the other yarn like this, take it out through the loop, and I make the first forward knot, and then I make a backward knot. So the backward knot is the number 4 but in the mirror, and I will put my finger under this yarn, grab with my nail the other yarn, and take it out through this loop. And I have created the backward knot. And now on this other side I will make a backward knot, so the 4 in the mirror, I will take the yarn through the loop here and make the backward knot, and then I will make a forward knot. So I create the shape of the number 4, I put my finger under this yarn, grab the other yarn like this, take it out through the loop and tighten this knot. This way. So I have 3 knots. I have 2 green knots on the side and a black knot in the middle here. And now I will make, with the brown yarn on the green yarn, I will make 1 backward knot, the second backward knot, and on the second yarn again 1 backward knot and the second backward knot, like this. So at the moment my brown yarn is on the outside and the green yarns are on the inside. And now with this brown yarn I will make 1 forward knot and the second forward knot on the first green yarn, and now my brown yarn has moved forward from here to here, and now I will make another pair of forward knots, 1 forward knot and the second forward knot, and now the brown yarn has moved from here forward on the outside here, and now as you can see my green yarns are on the inside. Now I will take the green yarns in the middle and I will make 2 forward knots. So 1 forward knot and the second forward knot. So 2 forward knots. Now I will make a backward knot, 1 backward knot, the second backward knot, on the left side, and on the right side I will make 1 forward knot and the second forward knot, this way. Now I will take the brown yarn and I will make a forward knot and a backward knot on this side, and I will keep the brown yarn on the outside. I will take the right brown yarn and I will make a backward knot and a forward knot. This way. Now I will make 1 forward knot and another forward knot, and I have created the first chevron. So as you can see I have the first chevron here, so I have 1 knot here in the middle and the first chevron. As you can see it looks like a little diamond. but this is the chevron that I've created. And now I will create the second chevron. I will create one forward knot, the second forward knot, one backward knot, and the second backward knot, so I have created backward knots on here. I have created two forward knots, on this other side two backward knots, and here in the middle I'll make two forward knots. So I will make one forward knot and the second. This way. And now I will take again the brown yarn and I will make one forward knot and one backward knot. On this other side I will make one backward knot and one forward knot, and then I will make two forward knots on this cord, one forward knot and the second, two backward knots, one and the second on this cord on the right, and here in the middle I will make one forward knot and the second forward knot this way. And now, as you can see, I have created three chevrons, so 1, 2 and 3 chevrons. And now I will take the brown yarns and make one forward knot, another forward knot, so this time I will make two forward knots, and I will also make two forward knots on the second green yarn, so one forward knot and the second forward knot. And I brought the brown yarn into the middle here, so I brought it from this place here by making forward knots. And now I will also bring this brown yarn here in the middle by making backward knots. So when I make a backward knot, it moves here. When I make a forward knot, it moves here on the edge. So it will remain on the edge if I make backward and forward knots on this side. Or if I work on this side, it has to be a forward and a backward knot to keep the yarn on the outside as a border. But here we want to bring this yarn here in the middle, so by making backward knots, so the number 4 in the mirror, I will bring the yarn back until it gets here. So one backward knot, the second backward knot, on the first yarn, one backward knot, the second backward knot on the second yarn, like this. And now I brought both brown yarns into the middle, and I will make one forward knot and the second forward knot, like this. And with the green yarns on this side I will make a backward knot and a forward knot, and I maintain the green yarns on the outside, and here on the other side I make a backward knot and a forward knot, and I also maintain the green yarns on the outside. And now from now on, as you can see, let's see from a closer distance. And now, as you can see, the colors that we are using are creating, so the brown color is creating a contour here. So we have here two borders, and here we have a chevron, and here we have an inverted chevron up here. And here we have two dots, two green dots. And in the middle we have these 1, 2, 3 chevrons. We also have a dotlet, a little knot here, a dot here. So this is the first part of the boa constrictor design. So this is what the boa constrictor looks like on the back. So if you are looking from above, this is what the boa constrictor looks like. This is what the design on the boa constrictor looks like. So this is our first part of the design, and from now on I will make the inverted chevron with these yarns, following the exact steps that I have described so far, and will make more portions such as this one until I will reach the desired length of the bracelet, and then I will show you how to create the tie and close the bracelet. So let's continue making those shapes, following the exact steps that I have shown you so far. And now that I have reached the end of the boa constrictor pattern bracelet, I will create the bracelet tie. I have separated the yarns like this, and I will start braiding in order to create the first tie. And after I finish braiding this tie, I will make a knot at the end of the tie. And now let's make the knot. And now I will braid the other yarns. And now I will also make a knot here. Like this. Now I will cut the end of the cords like this, and let's see the finished bracelet. So this is what the finished bracelet looks like with the boa constrictor pattern. So it looks like the pattern on the back of a boa constrictor. And now, in order to open the loop, I will simply open the twisted part here, I'll put one of those ties through the loop like this. And here I will make a knot. And this is my boa constrictor pattern bracelet. This is what the finished bracelet looks like. So this is the finished bracelet with the pattern of the boa constrictor back. Using these two cords, I will use orange, neon orange and neon blue. In order to make this cord, I will make a series of knots. So I have cut two bits of cord of about 75 centimeters, and I will make a knot on these cords at the point where I want the bracelet to begin. Like this. So this is the point where the bracelet will start. So I will grab the cords with the clamp and I will stretch these two cords. And I will start making the knots. So I will make this number 4 like this. So as you can see, the blue and the orange cords form a number 4. And with my index finger, I will grab the blue cord and put it through this loop. And I have made the first knot, like this. And now I will make a reversed 4 like this. So as you can see, the 4 is in the mirror, and I will also take the cord through the loop like that. So I have created the first two knots. And again I will put the two cords like this, and I create the next knot. Again I create the number 4 like this and take the cord out through this loop this way and make another knot. And now I will make the number 4 in the mirror like this. And with the index finger I will take the cord out through this loop. And I have made the next knot. And I will continue making those knots by making this shape in the number 4 with the two cords that I am using. And once I will use the orange cord and once I will use the blue cord to make the knots. And as you can see, the knots are made in the mirror. So we already have a couple of knots created. Let's see from a closer distance what it looks like. And I will continue creating these knots until the bracelet is finished, and then I will make the closure of the bracelet. And now I will continue making a few more knots and then I will close the bracelet. And now I will make just a few more knots and I will close the bracelet. This way, and I will make a knot here at the end of the bracelet. I will make a simple overhand knot. Like this. And now let's look at the bracelet. So the bracelet has a knot at both ends here. And now we have these cords over here. I will take these cords like this, and I will make a knot at the end of these cords. This way. I will also cut a bit of the end of the cords like this, so that they look better. This way. So I have made a knot here, and I will also stretch these cords and make a knot at about the same distance here. So the two cords must be equal as length. Like this. I will also tighten this knot and cut the end of the cord. Like this. And let's see what the finished bracelet looks like. So I will just grab these two cords and create a knot. Like this. And this is the finished friendship bracelet.